Hey guys, welcome back to William Drinks Water. As you can notice, different setting. It's cause I'm doing pottery. I'm down in my little studio where I just have a wheel. So it's a big guy. So here's the water. So I thought today I'd just make a quick bowl. I'll show off some of my work. This is a bowl I made. Has a little spiral in it for funsies. It's a pretty good bowl. And do I want? Yeah. This might break on me. Oh, it's not. It's sick. This is a little sculpture I made. It's a pretty good sculpture in my opinion, but that's because I'm a biased source. But whatever. Well, I probably shouldn't have done that. Because today I'm working with terracotta. So, fun fact about terracotta, it's brown. It's dark clay. And so clay is different colors. It's not a big surprise, it shouldn't be. But there's a style of working with clay, the way that it looks after you fire it, that stuff called hakame. I don't know what it means. It has something to do with brush, but yeah, it's where you throw or you make your base with brown clay, and you use a slip made out of a lighter clay, and you get some really cool brushing on it, and it looks cool. And so he's having us make hakame stuff, and I asked him if I could take home some clay to work with, and he said yeah. And so here I am doing this because I am bored, and I wanted to make some pots or bowls. I don't know, I may make something mini today. It's been a fun idea for me. There's might be able to hear my dog in the background. She likes to bark sometimes. She's not too noisy though. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but the neighbor's dog barks more than I do. So, yeah. But it's all good. They're still good people, so I don't judge. There we go. Okay, so I'll make this a bit of a tutorial for fun. What you're gonna want to do is get your clay and yeah, we'll do it. Make sure it's good clay, but I am gonna wedge it on my wheel because that's my workspace and I don't have anywhere else to go. So wedging, it just you use your hands, you work out the clay, make sure to get out imperfections. And so you can also do a technique called coning, which is while you're on the wheel, when you're centering it, you can cone. So just gonna And if you're watching this and you're like using this as a tutorial, you probably have access to a wheel. So, but if you're not and you're just watching this for fun, it's perfect. But if you ever do get into pottery, might be a good starting tutorial. I'm not the best at pottery. I just know how to do it. But to the degree, I'm not sure how well I know how to do it. But I can do it. So you're gonna want to get your wheels spinning and then put water on. Because if you don't put the water on first, or if you don't spin it first, then the water will go under your clay, and you don't want that. And so you'll see my hands shaking a lot. That's because the clay is uneven. Now, you can't make a bowl if your clay is uneven. And so that was a bit of a mistake on my part. What you need to do is center it. And so what I'm gonna do is called coning, because that helps wedge out the clay. This is what my teacher said, or one of my teachers have said. I've gone to multiple places to do pottery. Just 2 places, my school and some art center. But I don't know how to make it zoom in. My hands are all filthy. But what you do is you squeeze it and bring it up, and you get a bit of a cone, and then you bring it back down. And so kind of messed up there, but centering is the hardest part for some people. And so if you want to get good at it, just keep practicing it. Over time you'll get better, because that's how progress works. You can't expect to be perfect the first time you try something. You might, but that's a very low chance. And if you were, what would the fun in doing anything be? Honestly, like, I find fun from trying hard things and being able to accomplish them. So if you just did everything perfectly first try, it wouldn't be fun to do things anymore. And so it sucks to struggle, but it's better than never struggling and always succeeding and never growing, becoming better. And so it takes me a bit to center, but another way you can do it is get your hands, your knees in a very firm position and just lock your hands in place like this. It's a bit boring, but it gets the job done, so you can't complain. Where's my knife? Yeah, you also get fun tools for pottery. One of them is called a knife, even though it wouldn't be a very good knife. It's made of wood, so you call it a wood knife. You got your rib, and then your needle tool. $10 to whoever guesses what it is. It's a needle. And then you have some other tools that aren't needed. Sponge is very nice to have, actually, so should have said that one first because I use it a lot. And so once you get the clay centered, you're gonna start to form your bowl or whatever you're making. I'm gonna make a bowl. And so you take one of your hands, put your thumb on it, and you start to push down in the center And when you're working on the wheel, you have to be very delicate, because if you make any sudden movements, it'll show up in your piece. And yeah, I'll demonstrate that. And so, very thoughtfully gonna make a curve on this, because that's what you're doing right now. You're forming the curve. And so I want it to look natural, and guess what's natural? Your thumb, baby. And so when you go like that, it makes a curve. It's not the best curve, but it's a curve. And so that's what I'm going for. And then we'll get to the next part, which is considered one of the harder parts. But you just gotta be patient with everything. Not just in pottery, but life too, but mainly in pottery. So what I'm gonna do is, right now I'm taking my needle tool to check how deep this sucker is. So I just poke it down, put my finger where it goes down, and we'll see. That's about 1/2 inch. It's kind of hard to see on video, but it's 1/2 inch. And so you want your bowls, the bottom thickness, to be about 1/2 inch. That's how I like them. My teacher likes them. That's how a lot of people roll with. But you'll see what I'm doing right now is resetting the curve. And so I'm just pushing that clay back down so I fill that hole I created by stabbing it. Now comes the fun part, pulling. And so what I'm gonna do is, I like to pull with the sponge. So I take one sponge, make it sure it's damp, put it on the outside of the bowl. Or I'm gonna get some more water in here. Put it on the outside of the bowl. Put one hand, one thumb in the inside of the bowl, and then I'm gonna pinch. And surprise, we're gonna start to pull up. And so you can do this fast or slow or medium pace. Do it however you need to. But you shouldn't push too hard in one specific area, because your bowls react to pressure. And so if you push down really hard in a certain area and you do not keep that consistent pressure, your bowl is gonna feel weird. This one part's gonna be lighter than the other part. And so you'll be like, why is my bowl heavy if it doesn't look heavy? You might not say that out loud, but you'll be thinking it. And it's weird. Switching up hands. But yeah, just, I don't know, if you're actually in a pottery class and you have a professor you like talking to, talk to them, ask them for help. I don't know that much. It's starting to look pretty good, but if you were looking from up here, you'd be able to tell that there's a lot of clay in the foot. And you don't want that. So I'm gonna do one more pull and then call it quit, because that's what I've learned a lot in pottery, is I don't know when to quit with that stuff. And so learning when to stop doing something is important. I don't think striving for perfection is bad, but I think being unrealistic is. So there you go. now I'm gonna focus on the lip. So I'm gonna make sure everything has a lot of water. Clay is a lot easier to work with when it's wet, and so I'm gonna want a bit of an open lid or lip, just so it seems friendly. And so there we go. Looks pretty good in my opinion, but that is my opinion. And so now I'm gonna take my wood knife. The point can be very sharp, so be careful. And I'm gonna trim off this bottom. And so there's nothing wrong with making mistakes in pottery, because either you can fix it if you're making hand thrown by just patching it with clay, or you can cut it off. And so my pottery teacher, he's a figure. He likes to think about liminal space and all that stuff, and thinks about the curve and make sure it's deliberate so that it looks real nice. But you know, I just want a bowl. And so I'm thinking about the curve, but I'm not stressing over it. Because I know that Earth, it has curves like hills and mountains, but they're very rough. Yet you still call those beautiful. And so just because something is rougher doesn't mean it's not beautiful. Number one lesson. And so let me dry off my hands so I can show you guys. Well, yeah, it's a very, very brief tutorial on how to make a bowl. And if you got this far in watching the video, I am impressed. I'll probably edit it and make it go faster and stuff, but still, it's impressive sitting for me to throw a bowl. And yeah, thank you for watching. Here's the bowl. Here's the bowl. And so you can see, I don't know, I like the product, but this is my hand for scale. So it's a good bowl. You can grab the top of it. It's about as tall as your thumb. And so yeah, quality bowl. Thanks for watching.